So, for instance, the Biden administration comes out yesterday and leaks or reports or tells the press that Biden has asked his staff to assess whether he has the authority to declare a public emergency, health emergency, and what resources the federal government could bring to bear. This is a great idea for Biden to do 5 weeks ago.
You could have just declared the public health emergency as opposed to seeking a memo from your staff, which is like going to be in the same black hole where the student debt memo is residing.
But that's not even my point. That's not even my point. My point is, why is this happening today? Like if you're going to do this, why didn't you ask for your authority before the thing came out? Why?
Like he doesn't want the authority, really.
This is, but then don't do it. That's what I'm saying. Like
it's a press release. That's what this is.
But by announcing that they're doing it today, the message is this is something we could do. Ask the staff what my authority is, and it's something that we didn't think was important to do until 2 weeks after the like. It's not only is it hitting on the 16th, but the next time it's not hitting on the 16th. It's like stick with a plan. But now they're just, by coming out with this today, they make it look like they didn't do anything.
There's consistency there, though, is that they will not do anything unless they are forced to act. And when they're forced to act, they're probably not going to do anything anyway because they just want to look like they're acting. That they want to galvanize people to the polls in the fall based on Roe being overturned while they're pretending to type on their computer while the boss man walks by. Like, that's what that is.
But my point is that they're typing on the computer as the boss man walks by the fourth time. Like, that's my point. I don't think that there is much they can do. But if you're going to put on a show, put it on when it's relevant, not now, because, I mean, here's a perfect example. Joe Biden's White House communications director comes out with this. Her name is Kate Bedingfield. She says Joe Biden's goal in responding to Dobbs is not to satisfy some activists who have been consistently out of step with the mainstream of the Democratic Party.
Oh, screw off.
What the hell does that even mean?
Is it really out of the mainstream of the Democratic Party? Because my the inbox that I have with fundraising emails in all caps red from Nancy Pelosi seems to disagree. Like, they've been running on this constantly, and now they want to kick activists. They ran on, this is the same thing. Abortion and racial justice are 2 issues, and gun control, 3 issues where they say they want to take action. They want to do everything in their power, and they use it as a way to get money from the suburban voters that they're courting. And then they do nothing when they're in office. This is the moment that they were supposed to be here for. When Roe was overturned.
This is what is so bizarre about this, is that I am trying to just like put on my, mind reading cap and figure out what it is that they thought they were doing with this. This isn't like somebody who has no, let's say, communications experience. And I mean, what is it they were trying to do? Like, who is this message for? And it's almost for like, we're trying to appeal to this very, very narrow sliver of people who are in the suburbs, who might be offended by people who are really it's the same problem they have had forever, which is they are sort of like half doing this. And here is, and then they realize like, oh, this was a massive mistake.
Their coalition's falling apart because there were people who voted for him and worked on his behalf that feel offended by this.
Here is the former Biden National Coalition's director, Ashley Allison. And this is just like, it's just unbelievable. We set out to, the idea is we want to set out to, like, because, frankly, those suburban voters they want to reach, they're not paying attention to what the White House communications director is saying. But the people who are paying attention are the activists who have been working on this. It's just so dumb. It's unbelievable. Here is the former Biden National Coalition's director, Ashley Allison, on responding on CNN.
The Democratic Party. What was your response to that, Ashley?
I was disappointed in that statement. As an activist, As someone, she nodded to the coalition that Joe Biden built. I ran the coalition's department on that campaign. Guess who was a part of that coalition? Activists. In 2020, when people took to the streets because of the death of George Floyd, it invigorated the base in a way that allowed us to have record turnout. Now, yeah, we were fighting an authoritarian president like Donald Trump, but these people going into the street saying that we need a bodily autonomy, that is the excitement that Democrats need right now ahead of the midterms. And to demonize them and say, you know, they're not mainstream. Well, abortion is a very popular issue in the country, and it goes across Democratic and Republican lines. I think it was an unforced error, and I hope they address it. I'm not sure they will, but I took offense to it, and a lot of people have.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
It's a good point, too, because their only message in response to abortion rights being stripped for millions of women in this country has been go vote in the fall. But like the people who ostensibly would help mobilize people in the fall, activists who are on the ground on this issue on abortion, they're they're kicking, right, as they're trying to fight their hardest.
This is really reminiscent of the Obama administration's disdain for outside activists and Rahm Emanuel's famous, F the left. And that did not work out so well, particularly in off-year elections. And I think, Joe Biden does not have nearly the popularity that Barack Obama did when he came in. I mean, this is just, it feels like an administration that's completely rudderless.
And the fact that this is being said by someone who worked with him on national television that was on State of the Union on Sunday, there's blood in the water here. Yep. Like some Democratic, people within the establishment circles understand that they need to jump ship on Biden.
I mean, it's early, but this does not bode well for him. And the interesting thing will be how much will this impact the Senate and House races,